What about your mess? Oh, you make such a show of all your strength, May. But I've never seen a woman so fragile. She can't even consider her own sinfulness.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You've now tuned in to my Greenleaf recap. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join the family, join the fun. And also make sure that you comment down below so that I can start doing shout outs for this show as well. All right, guys, so let's talk about this episode. I don't think I've ever been disappointed really with a Greenleaf episode. Like, they're always so freaking good, so captivating. Bishop right now, he's in the guest room, and that bed, you could tell he was like tossing and turning. You could tell like his back was just killing him. I mean, you don't put out the good stuff for the guests because you don't want them to stay forever. You know what I mean? So he's used to his luxury bed. He tries to come back into his room and she's like, we ain't putting up a front for each other. We putting up a front for the church and for whoever else, but not for this house or for the kids. So you better get back out there. You know, he tried to sneak back in and lay down in the good, nice, comfy bed, but she wasn't having it. Lady May's like, no, child. Zora, she's trying to get the phone back so she can call Sophia, but her father, he's adamant right now. He's laying down the law. He's like, no, you're not going to be able to. But if you... Matter of fact, he actually did reconsider and he said, okay, you know, you can, but you're going to have to do it right here in front of me. So she was just like, nah, I'm good. And her mother, I feel like her mom, once again, is super soft. She's just like, yeah, like, why do you have to be like this to her? And I'm just like, what's wrong with you? Like, this is why she is the way she is. He's like, she just ran away the other day. It's not, like, what are you talking about? Then later on, she did end up seeing Sophia. Sophia came over and she tried to trick Sophia to get her a phone so that she'd be able to call Isaiah. And Sophia's like, no, I'm not going to do that for you. She's like, you know, it's pretty much trying to use her. That's the only reason why she really wanted to see Sophia. That's what it seems like. Sophia's like, no, he hits you. He's mean to you. He's not a good person. That's not somebody that I'm going to, you know, and that's what a friend really needs to do. Like, just because... or a friend or family member, you know, just because that's your family or that's somebody you're so close with doesn't mean that you help them to do something wrong or help them to kind of self-destruct. You try to help them to uplift themselves. And from there, I mean, it's up to them, but you don't really want to be the person that assists them because then they're going to always expect you to do it. But something that was nice of her that she did before she left was she spoke to her father and just was like, you know, it would be a good idea to let her watch TV. So at least she was able to get her TV back, but with restrictions. Certain channels you was not going to be able to watch. I don't know if it was the channel where she could see Isaiah or something like that, because wasn't he doing stuff on TV? I don't remember. I think he was. But yeah, certain channels was restricted from what I saw. Funny how Lady May and Bishop, they're giving marriage counseling to people at the church. I think they had about 4 couples that signed up so far, and their marriage is in shambles. That's why I tell people this all the time. You have to kind of be careful. Damn, the sun just came up, y'all. You kind of have to be careful who you take advice from because you never know what's going on behind closed doors. All these people out there that, you know, people are talking about some relationship goals, hashtag Black love. You don't even know what's going on behind closed doors. All you see is their expensive trips. You see them hugging and kissing, but you don't know you don't know if he's cheating on her. You don't know if she's like getting beat or, you know, you don't know what's happening. You don't know if she's doing her own thing, but they like, let's come together for these pictures for the gram, you know? So you can't really, you can only take things at face value, but you kind of have to have your own opinions and you kind of have to be careful with who you allow to come into your space and tell you certain things. That's what I feel. I mean, yeah, you would expect for these people to be, yeah, give us marriage counseling, but look at them. And they're not showing their downfalls, you know, and that's a lot of things too. A lot of people will show only parts of their lives or they'll show you the good. They ain't going to show you the bad. You know, no one's posting their failures most of the time. There's a few people that's honest and would. But a lot of people, they ain't posting their failures. They posting their successes. And they showing you the success. Know what I mean? And so, yeah, those are the people that they giving people marriage counseling. But they can't give them back their money anyway. So they're going to make this work. Because as we all know, they owe $2 million to the IRS right now. When they go to the church, they are smiling, holding hands. I mean, walking like ain't nothing wrong, honey. I mean, lying to everybody. And of course, that nosy lady that spoke to Grace when they were at church last week, she is like, oh, you know, she want to call out somebody, but she gonna do it on a slick tip. Oh, Lady May, I didn't know if I should say get well or if I should say welcome back. You know, which one is it? You know, because I got two different stories from Grace and from Bishop. She's like, well, it's a little bit of both. I was sick and I had went away, but I'm back now. You know, grace be to God, you know? I'm like, these people are so full of it. And this is how it goes, honey. This is how it goes. So now Grace is trying to fool a fool at a fool who thinks they're fooling fools. I don't know if that really made sense, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. She is, she's making sure that she does what she has to do to getting good with Rochelle. And she's working on her with doing some type of legal fund for people that can't really afford to get legal aid and things like that. So, you know, but the only reason why she's really doing it is because she wants to see what's going down with the get down with her father, because she don't like this little close relationship that the two of them have. The crazy thing about it is, like, after she was talking to Grace, she ends up seeing Bishop, and she's like, you know, trying to talk to him, giving him a little, like, you know, a little talk, and he's like, she told him maybe he should get one of the whole suites in the hotel that she's staying at, and he's like, well, you know, I'm back in the house now. And she looked like she freaking stomach dropped to the floor as soon as he said that. Like, she looked like she was distraught. Like, oh shit, I gotta come up with a new plan. This done messed up everything and threw a monkey wrench into what I was doing. Then she doesn't stop there. Oh no, she sees Lady May in the hallway as well, and that's where she brought up Zora. She's like, what do you mean? You know, she's like, oh, maybe I said too much. She's like, no, you didn't say enough at all. What are you talking about? And she was like, just let Zora know that I'm here for her and I'm lifting her up, and I'm going to lift up all you Greenleafs. And gives her a little touch on the shoulder, and I'm like, I know what you're doing. You're playing the mind games. But Lady May wasn't about to have it. She could see right through her. And she's just like, you know, she'll maintain her poise and grace in front of everybody else. But, you know, she's fuming inside. Like, this dirty little... Kevin and Charity, they try to talk things out. Charity, you know, she still wants to do the tour that she's supposed to be doing. She's living out her dreams. But he don't want her to live, okay? He don't want her to be great. At least not with their child. He's like, you can do what you want, but I don't want my son crossing the lines, you know, state lines. He needs to stay here with me. She actually considers it, and she was willing to do it. She told Jabari that she was going to see him on Wednesday and everything. She brought him over. He got a new crib. She was ready to hand the child over until old boy came over, that same lawyer dude. He came over, and she's like, you're staying here? And he's like, oh, just for a couple of days. I don't live here or anything like that. So as soon as she seen that sinfulness, she was ready out the door. She told Jabari that she won't be able to go. And of course, that put a wrench into their relationship, because their relationship is based also on her being a part of this whole tour situation. And she's letting him down. She's not living out her life. And he doesn't have any kids, small children, so he doesn't really understand. And I feel like more so with her, the reason why she doesn't want to do it is just because she doesn't want her child to be around her father, who's gay and who is living an openly gay lifestyle right now. I think that's the main thing that kind of shut that down, because she was willing, ready, and able for that moment, you know? Now, Tasha, she started to do payroll now, so she could be closer to Mr. Mr. Pastor, okay? He was thinking of buying some kind of clothes, some nice little clothes for his wife, Clarissa, but she sees it. She's like, you know what? I think you should come with me. We should go to my jeweler. We'll get her something nice because nothing is like good jewelry. So she takes him. They go. They sip some champagne. She finds a beautiful, gorgeous necklace that probably costs more than he should be spending. And she tries it on. And this girl was super excited like it was for her. Like she looked like she didn't even want to take it off. Like she looked like she was like, yes, like this is mine. You know what I'm saying? He even took a picture of her, had it on his phone when he came home. His wife, when he came home, she was kind of like, where have you been? Because he came home late, smelled a little bit like liquor. You know, and she was, at that moment, she was talking to Charity about Charity's issues and just kind of trying to help and console her. So she couldn't really get in on him. She tried to pretend like, I was concerned. He's like, here you go with all the questions again. She's like, well, I was concerned about you. It was getting late. You didn't come home. No, your ass cheated before, and she wants to know what you gonna tell her is your excuse for coming home late. But luckily, when he gave her the nice little necklace, you know, it got her little panties all wet. And she's like, meet me in the bedroom. You know, he's like, yeah. Maybe this girl is helping me out right now. Only bad thing is that, yeah, he, like I said, he had the picture of the girl on his phone. He had to delete it right quick. But even just having it, I mean, yeah, she's helping you innocently. She's helping you to get something for your wife. But even with that, like, I would feel some type of way if my man is hanging out with this sexy young thing, because we can clearly see Clarissa's older. This sexy young thing, you know, and giggling with her, drinking with her to get me a present. Like, fuck out of here. You get me something that you know me so well. You get me something that you know that I would like. Okay? You don't need no help. Especially not from her. I don't trust her as far as I could throw her. Grace and her boyfriend, they're starting to have some issues. I mean, I feel like they always kind of butt heads because he's so anti the church and she's so for the church, or I don't know, like she straddles the fence on the whole church thing. Like I feel like it's because of the way she was brought up that she's so heavily involved, and it's because it's what it is expected of her. But I don't feel like she's like holy, you know what I mean? Like that's not her. So anyways, they're having issues because she tells him all of her problems, and I guess she expects him to not judge or throw things in her face, but he's honest. He keeps it real. And she talks about how she should get home early after they don't finish getting the get down. She took a little shower, smelling good. She's like, she has to hurry up and get home like a little kid because of the way her mom is throwing things in her face and talking about her having sex out of marriage and all those things and just kind of flaunting it around. So she's like, she told him that, and he's like, well, you know, I don't think that you should be leaving. We just had sex. And why do you need to be a hypocrite and be like the rest of them? And as soon as he said that, is like she got in her feelings, that I guess the truth kind of hurt a little more than she expected. And she was just like, yeah, I should go. But I like the fact that they don't necessarily argue per se so far. They kind of like, when they see things are about to go in a really bad, sour direction, they kind of like part ways. See, for me, I want to get things out on the table. I hate like feeling silence. I hate when somebody kind of like leaves something up in the air because I just feel like it's fake. We're putting out this fake happiness out there. Fake, oh, everything is resolved. No, we need to really resolve this, or I'm going to lose my mind and I'm not going to be able to like relax until it's resolved. But they kind of do the opposite. They kind of like walk away from when they feel like issues are coming. I mean, I guess depending on the person, it could be good. But for me, yeah, I want things to be kind of at least resolved to a certain extent, you know? Lady Mae, she's like not an idiot, like we know, and she doesn't really let things go easily. So when she got home, like later on, no, she wasn't home actually. She went to Bishop's office, and this was, I guess, shortly after her little meeting that she had with Rochelle. Oh, but before that, there was a part that I missed because Grace, like I said, she's working with Rochelle. She did bring up like, oh, what's going on with you and my father? And when she brought that up, Rochelle acted like she was like shocked. She was like appalled. How could you, why would I think that somebody of my generation would actually look at another woman better? And just tried to make Grace feel like she was losing her mind. But Grace wasn't about to let that go easy. Like, she'll let it go for the moment. She'll chill out, pretend. But she can see right through Rochelle. Rochelle, like, literally walked out the office. But then she came back and she was like, you know what? We're going to work on this. We're going to finish this project. But she knows, like, she just did that for the drama. You know what I mean? They also showed a scene where Grace, she had gotten back home. And her father, he was kind of... Her mother and father, I guess they had like this riff all because of that whole Rochelle incident and with Rochelle talking to the mom. So she was just like, you know, what's going on between you guys? And that's where he kind of let her know you're not the most innocent person either. And it's so crazy how you pretend like you are. Like, he literally shut her down just like that, you know, because he's like, you have your own issues. Don't pretend like, you know, she's talking about, oh, you know, me and my sister and this and that. And he's like, don't pretend like I'm the worst guy in the world and you haven't done anything to this relationship. It's crazy how, you know, you don't even consider your own sinfulness. Shut her all the way down. I guess she was upstairs in the room crying when Grace came home from her little adventures. She talks to her dad and she's just like, you don't say anything about this whole Rochelle situation to mom, and it's really getting to her. And she's like, the whole thing with the auntie and everything. And he kind of just spilled the beans. I guess he's tired of everyone in the family looking at him like he's the worst man in the world, when right now he's fighting his demons, being a good man, and she's done things as well. Although, and this is even when she didn't even know about what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, oh, I did this because you did this. It's, you did this, you know? So you're no better. So when Grace heard that, she was kind of like, she was speechless. She didn't even know what to say. She just kind of took it in, and she's like, it's like she knows all the secrets, I swear. So she goes to their mom and she's just like, don't you ever talk to me about, you know, pretty much like being a hypocrite, being a bad person, being a sinful person because you slept with Lionel. You know, her mother didn't necessarily want to admit it. She tried to go around it, try to get her out of there. But she's like, wow. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of all of this. You know, that's pretty much what Grace was saying. And she's going to live her life, and she doesn't want to hear anything from her mother ever again about the way she lives. Because it's funny. This is what people do. They throw stones when they live in a freaking glass house. How you trying to break down my house when your house, all I have to do is go like this, you know, and your house broke up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Grace, so following that, like, all the dirty laundry is really starting to get out there. That was actually the moment where she, like, little bit after that, she had spoke to Rochelle about that whole incident or whatever. So now Lady May, the last scene that we saw was Lady May. She goes to Bishop's office while he was talking on the phone, getting affairs together, and she is like a firestorm. She is livid. And of course, it's because he outed her. So she's like, you know what? You didn't really tell me anything about my sister's situation, about everything with that. You're not giving me any kind of ease with this Rochelle situation either. And on top of that, you gave away the one secret that I had to myself. She was like, after everything is done with the IRS and all this, I'm getting a divorce from you. And yeah, it was like, you know how Funkmaster Flex, those of you that are from New York, you know how they had the bombs? Like, I couldn't actually, like, hear the bombs in my head, like, you know, because, yeah, she really, like, dropped the mic and walked out of there, like, Yeah. So the storm is a coming, honey. Everybody's gonna know. We're not pretending, we're not doing this anymore. I mean, he was ready to do what he had to do in the beginning. At the end of the day, it's like she holds most of the cards. And if that's what she really wants to do, I'm pretty sure that he will oblige her, but that's not something that he probably would have brought up or put out there on the table, you know? Even after he found out what she did and realized he was still there. He was still being her husband. But yeah, that's the episode 2. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one.